Good afternoon. Gosh. Oh, I think I lost you. Okay, Thursday, I'm trying to reconnect. I guess this is change of plans. Okay, starting again. This is Mary Miller for Seatuck Environmental Association. I was hoping to start out just taking a quick look at something that relates to our story today. The story will start in just a moment. I'm going to try that again. Let me see. Simply, all I wanted to show you was something called, all right, I'm not going to do that. It's just on the side of my house. Thought it would work. Okay, so we're starting out story time Thursday, and it's June 4th. And the name of our book today is Diary of a Worm. So my intention, didn't realize I'd lose connection just next on the side of my house, but I just wanted to show you a compost bin because our story today is about worms. And now my compost bin is not actually a worm bin. Those are bins that you can set up for composting. But in my case, I just have the regular compost. So you can put out all your food scraps, certain limitations, of course, and mix it with dead leaves, sticks and things. And it's just like miraculous how beautiful the soil comes out. My bin is, I have two of them actually. One's circular, and we throw all of our food scraps in with leaves and things, and it's just beautiful. You get wonderful soil out of the compost. I have a second bin because I realized that you have to give your compost a chance to settle. So I have a second bin that I'll be using when the first one's filled up, and if it still needs time to turn into soil. So that was it. Sorry for the delay. I was so surprised that it didn't connect over there. So worms are our friends, of course, and if you're lucky enough to find them in your garden, you're lucky because they eat the soil, it goes through their bodies, and their castings come out, and it's better than it was before, makes the dirt better. So it's a good thing for you. And just one more note about composting in general is that some people believe that composting is one of the best things that you can do for the world, on an individual basis. Because when food goes into landfills and it's decaying, it actually releases methane, which is a greenhouse gas, and not good. So composting is a great thing to do, and if you're already doing it good, maybe you could look into it, either a worm bin or just a regular compost bin. And there are some places, I know my town has had workshops where if you participate in the workshop, you can get a bin for a very reduced rate, and meanwhile you've gotten the training to do it properly, and you've got the supplies, equipment that you need. Okay, I'm going to switch over the camera as the train goes by, and we'll get started on our story. Okay. And here we go. As promised, here is Diary of a Worm. And I first heard this story just a few weeks ago, and I just thought it was just fun. Just a really fun book, Harry Bliss, and it's about such a good part of our world, our friends, the worms. Now, these pictures are just adorable. We've got the worm, and he's holding a pencil, and he's using a little mushroom as his table. What could be better than that? So we start out with a little photo album or scrapbook. He's got his report card. He was judged on his tunnel making, dirt, gym, art, history, compost, which we were talking about, and basically that's where you put all your food scraps and things, and Over time, it turns back into soil, which is wonderful. And squirming is another category for his report card. It looks like he got pretty good grades. Let's see, we've got Spider. His friend the Spider made this web for him. And he's got another picture here. Baby picture of me and Dad. I know sometimes babies aren't smiling in the pictures. He was a little crying there. And here's another funny picture. First day of school. Guess who the teacher is? Can you pick the teacher out in the crowd of worms? And we have, oh, his friend again. Do you have pictures of yourself with your friends? Me and Spider. Okay, and who's this over here? The family vacation. Oh, and look where they are, on Compost Island. Okay, we have a little hair bow, a little cap, little cute pictures. Oh my goodness, this book. And celebrating his first tunnel, because the worms, one of those great things, they make tunnels in the soil, and that lets air get down into the soil, which is good for things to grow. These pictures so pretty, and we've got some friends here. A little bee. We've got, oh, that must be his friend, Spider, with 8 legs. And, oh, let's see, lots of beautiful flowers. And let's get started. Oh, wait, almost missed the dragonfly. There he is. Have you seen any this season? They're nymphs. That's before they have wings. When they're nymphs, they're living in the water. Okay, so it looks like this book has something a little different. It's a little bit like, I'm gonna guess it's like a diary, because look up what's up on top. There's the date, back in March 20. It was a few months ago, back in when it was just ready to switch over from spring to winter. So here we go. Mom says there are 3 things I should always remember. The earth gives us everything we need. And there's the earth, that's our planet. And there's a picture of the worm with his little baseball hat on. And the earth gives all of us everything we need. It's a wonderful thing. When we dig tunnels, we help take care of the earth, and that's what the earthworms do. They're so good for us. And the way he describes it, what he's saying here, must make tunnel, help earth breathe. They're so good for the earth. Never bother Daddy when he's eating, not reading. Usually our dads are reading the newspaper, but his dad is eating the newspaper. And there's a big word here. That's the sound that's being made while Dad's eating the paper. Chomp, chomp. Look, he knows he shouldn't bother Dad when he's eating the newspaper. And another entry in his diary or his journal, maybe we could call this a nature journal. March 29th, today I tried to teach Spider, his friend Spider, how to dig. So the spider is watching. Here's the worm is in the ground, and he's half in the ground. We can't see part of him. And the spider's looking at him. There's a big question mark above his head. I think the spider's wondering, how would I do that? Do you think a spider can dig a hole and make a tunnel? Doesn't seem like it, does it? He looks very confused. What is that worm doing? And how would I be able to do it? So, first of all, his legs got stuck. And the spider said, I think I've twisted one of my ankles. And the ankle is right at the bottom. You have ankles too, where your leg meets your foot. That's your ankle. So he has 8 legs, 8 ankles, and he's saying, I think I twisted one of my ankles. And there's his worm friend. Then he swallowed a bunch of dirt. Tomorrow he's going to teach me how to walk upside down, said the worm. So here is the worm. He tried to teach his friend how to dig a hole, but his spider body is not made for digging holes. but he does know how to walk upside down. He's going to try to teach his friend the worm how to walk upside down. Do you think a worm can do that? Let's see. Here's March 30th. Worms cannot walk upside down. That's his entry. And let's see what happened. Here he is. The spider web caught him. I guess he was trying to climb upside down and he fell, but that sticky spider web grabbed him before he fell. So his friend spider tried to teach him, but worms are not built like that. And let's see, over here is another little friend. Do you recognize that? Little ladybug. And this is a nice scene of looks like a farmhouse and silos, little farmland, nice hills, pretty pictures. So now we're up to April. April 4th. Fishing season started today. We all dug deeper. Uh-oh, why did they dig deeper? Look at this bucket here. That is a bucket for bait. And the bait to catch the fish, what do they put on there? Some people put on their hooks. You guessed it. They put the worms on their hooks. So they're digging in with a shovel to try to find some worms. And they're sitting quietly in their little burrow down there. Did you guys hear something? And the noise is that shovel getting closer. And oh, there's Grandpa over here having a nap in his part of the tunnel. So cute. And now we're up to April 10th. It rained all night and the ground was soaked. We spent the entire day on the sidewalk. Hopscotch is a very dangerous game. So let's see. Now what happened here? It rained and guess where all the water went? Down into the tunnels. So guess where the worms had to go? They had to come up on top of the land, and look who's walking on the land. That's us, people. And the worms are terrified. Uh-oh, we're going to get squished by the people. So remember, if it's a rainy day, or if it was rainy, you might see some earthworms out on the ground, even on the blacktop or the pavement. So be careful, don't step on them, we'll squish them. And they are our friends. So be careful, young lady here. Make sure you don't squish those worms. They're our friends. April 15th. I forgot my lunch today. I got so hungry that I ate my homework. Let's take a look at this whole picture. So here are all the little mushroom tables and all the worms sitting around. And instead of having his lunch, he's eating his homework. My teacher made me write, "I will not eat my homework." 10 times I had to write that. Uh-oh, looks like does the teacher look happy that he ate his homework? I don't think she looks happy. And here's the pencil. Oh, that looks like the picture from the cover with the pencil writing. So he's writing 10 times, "I will not eat my homework, I will not eat my homework." And guess what? When I was finished, I ate that paper too. I will not eat my homework. I will not eat my homework. Oh my goodness. There they are. He wrote it, then he ate the paper. So here we had some kids playing in the park with marbles. Now, would you act like that if you saw a worm? These little children look like they are terrified of a little worm. I don't think you'd be scared, would you? I snuck up on some kids in the park today. They didn't hear me coming. I've never heard a worm. Did you ever hear a worm? I wiggled up right between them and they screamed. I don't think you would do that, right? You would just watch the worm. You'd help the worm get back on dirt if he needed to be back on dirt. Maybe you'd look at him. But I don't think you'd scream, and I definitely don't think you'd run away. What a silly buck, right? And what does he say? I love when they do that. He wanted to act like he was a scary worm. And there are all the marbles they left behind. They're almost as big as the worm. Silly girls. May 1st. Ooh, we're in spring. Really, really well into spring. And May 1st, Grandpa taught us that good manners are very important. So today I said good morning to the first ant that I saw. Here he is. He's saying good morning. And there's the ant. Oh, it looks like he picked up a crumb. And he's looking over at this friendly little worm saying good morning. And let's see what happened. Good morning, good morning, good morning. He didn't know that there were 600 ants in a line, each carrying a little crumb. I guess they found somebody's picnic. He stood there all day saying, good morning, how you doing? Nice to see you. Howdy, good morning, good morning, good morning. I know when we see ants, lots of times we see a whole bunch of them together. Wow, May 8th. That's the date up here. Oh, he had the worst nightmare last night. Giant birds playing hopscotch. Ooh, a lot of birds are much bigger than worms. Sometimes I've seen birds pull worms out of the ground for a snack. So here comes the big footprints. See those? We can tell that they're bird feet, right? It's not like a dog print. It's a bird foot. Two of them here but this was just a dream. He didn't really get squished by a bird. And so what did his mom tell him about his bad dreams? Mom says I have to stop eating so much garbage right before I go to bed. Good advice from his mom. Look at him sleeping. So funny with his little hat hanging on the box. May 15th, here we are, the middle of the month of May. I got into a fight with Spider today. His friend Spider, he told me you need legs to be cool. Then he ran. I couldn't keep up. Maybe he's right. So there's little worm, and there's the spider with his 8 legs, but he's telling his friend who has no legs that you need legs to be cool. Little worm doesn't look very happy about that. He's leaning up against a mushroom. On May 16th, I made Spider laugh so hard, he fell out of his tree. Who needs legs? There's Spider, and it says, thud. That's the sound it made when the spider fell out of the tree. And there's Worm. I hope the spider's okay. May 28th, near the end of May. Last night I went to the school dance. You put your head in, you put your head out. Do you recognize that song? I bet you do. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. And that's all we could do. Oh my goodness, look at all their funny faces. They were having fun with the dance, and there's even a disco ball at the dance, all those sparkly lights. Here they are. That's all they could do. They couldn't put their hands in or their hands out or their feet in or their feet out. Why not? Because they don't have hands and they don't have feet. And now it's June 5th. Actually, tomorrow is really June 5th. Today, we made macaroni necklaces in art class. When I first saw this book, I thought this was the funniest page of all. Macaroni necklaces on worms. And there's the fancy art teacher with his fancy hat and his mustache and a little goatee, a little beard. Oh, look at these guys in their their worms and their macaroni necklaces. I brought mine home, and guess what they did with it? They ate it for dinner. You're very talented. I think that's his dad saying that. June 15th, my older sister thinks she's so pretty. I told her that no matter how much time she spends looking in the mirror, her face will always look just like her rear end. Do you think she wanted to hear that? She's looking at herself in the puddle, seeing a reflection. Spider thought that was really funny, but Mom did not think that what I said to my sister was very funny. It was not very nice, right? We have to be nice to our sister and brother and our friends. Mom is not happy. There's sister with the bow. July 4th, oh, this is summertime now. When I grow up, I want to be a Secret Service agent. Spider says I will have to be very careful because the president might step on me by mistake. It's a dangerous job, I told him, but somebody's got to do it. So Secret Service, those are the special police who take care of the president and the vice president. And they have their sunglasses on, and you see the little wire that there's little like microphones and that they can talk to each other and make sure everybody they're taking care of is safe. Secret Service agent. July 28th, 3 things I don't like about being a worm. Okay, one of them is I can't chew gum. Wah! I wish I could chew gum. I can't have a dog. Can we keep him, Mom? What do you think? Can the worms keep a dog as a pet? No. And all that homework. Do worms have homework? Books about digging, soil, night crawlers, compost, and castings. So it doesn't like, oh, I guess he's saying he does have a lot of homework as a worm. Not the kind of homework you and I have, of course, but he has a lot to learn to do his job. And July 29th, 3 good things about being a worm. So those were the bad things. These are the good things. I never have to go to the dentist. No cavities, no teeth. I never get in trouble for tracking mud through the house because he lives in mud and dirt, and he never has to take a bath. But I bet you like your bath. And here's Mom saying, who's my grubby little boy? Who's my grubby little boy? No baths when you're a worm. August 1st, it's not always easy being a worm. We're very small, and sometimes people forget that we're even here. But like Mom always says, the earth never forgets that we are here. They're so important for us. And just a couple of more pictures from his scrapbook. This picture says, a bee stung me. Ooh, got swollen. That looks like that hurts. Isn't this leaf awesome? What? Is that a leaf? Take a look at that. He thinks it's a leaf from a tree, but it's really part of a $1 bill or $20 bill. Oh, Mom and Dad's anniversary. Gross, they're kissing. Another picture. I found this really cool rock. He's calling it a rock, but I bet you know what it is. Take a look. There's the stitching on a baseball. And then pictures of his sister's slumber party. They look a little frightened that he went in there and took their picture. They were in there having fun. And last one, his favorite pile of dirt. Favorite pile of dirt. I think I work in the Little Peepers preschool, the Forest preschool, and we have a favorite pile of dirt. that the peepers dig in and climb on and play in. Maybe you do too. So that's the end of our story. There's the ladybug. And here is the last, this is the back cover actually. It says, I get the feeling I'm being watched. Well, he is being watched by us. So that's a worm. Remember, those are our friends outdoors. Watch out for them, protect them, enjoy them, pick them up. And I'm sure you won't be running away screaming when you see a worm. And just know what a good job they do for the earth and for all the people on the earth. And maybe you'll use them in a worm bin to basically recycle all the old food into soil. It's called composting. So we'll see you next time for Seatuck Environmental Association. This is Mary Miller, along with our book, Diary of a Worm. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Don't forget that the Seatuck Film Festival is tomorrow evening. A lot of short films for the film festival that you can watch online. Just check in on the Seatuck website to get to sign up. And then 2:30 most days during the week, there'll be activities for you to participate in and see. Miss Michelle from Little Peepers will do a book on Tuesday, and I'll be back next Thursday. See you then. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Bye, Amanda.